Hey guys, it's producer Ross here, and welcome to another edition of my ITFC. And I'm joined by another Ross. Great name, Ross Evans. How are you doing, my friend? How's lockdown been? And going back to a bit of normality now, a little bit.
Yeah, it's been different and the same. Both myself and my girlfriend are key workers, so we've been sort of working at the same time, and we work really local as well. Yeah, it's been nice and quiet actually over lockdown. It was really lovely and quiet. Like going shopping, there wasn't many people about, and on the streets it was lovely and quiet. I could definitely handle that. But now it's back to reality and things flying past the window all the time on the street. So, but no, we're both good. Bought a house recently in lockdown as well. So
some good news for once.
Always good.
Yeah.
I blame my dad. No, I shouldn't say blame. I really shouldn't use blame. Yeah, my dad he grew up in the 70s, and all the kids at school were like, oh no, who do you support? Who do you support? And he went home and he looked, and Villa were up there and Liverpool, etc. And he chose Ipswich. And obviously in the late 80s, it all proved the worth, winning the FA Cup and the UEFA Cup and everything. And he told me a story. He told me a story when he was watching the second leg of the UEFA Cup final, and he ran into the living room to say to my grandparents, and he says, "We've just won the UEFA Cup. We've just won the UEFA Cup." And they said, "Shush, shush, shush. We're watching EastEnders." And that was one of the show. It's my dad making my blood blue. And I'll be forever grateful for that. To have he's so happy to have the passion that he showed, growing up in me, and absolutely the passion is there, and the frustration is there.
Yeah.
Oh my word, the frustration is there, especially over the last few years. Has been ridiculous. I don't know if I went to one before. I might have done. There is one I remember. I think we went to a game. I think it was a home to Sheffield Wednesday. Memory's very, very foggy. All I remember was when Sheffield Wednesday scored a goal, and there was two blokes sat either behind us or two rows behind, and they jumped up and started celebrating because Wednesday had scored. And then a couple of minutes later, there were some stewards that came up the stand and took them out because obviously they're in the wrong end.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of the. There was another. Remember when we first moved to Essex? The week we moved, we played Morecambe in the FA Cup at home, and that was one of the first times I remember my mum coming to a football match, and we all went as a family to the FA Cup game. I think we won 4-1, maybe. I think that was back in 2000. So yeah, there was sort of early football memories. And Rooster will always be. I mean, 30 will always be a number that I favour all the time. He was just insanely good. I mean, Burley and the guys were wonderful for bringing him in, and obviously he scored that fourth goal at Wembley. And my dad, he's one-on-one with the keeper, and my dad shouting, "Finish it, Rooster!" Oh yeah, magic. More recently, I loved Chef Kikuchi. Chef Kikuchi was that guy who would just pit the ball up, run in the channels, and it was his hard, fast running style was excellent. John Walters, massive fan of John Walters, worked hard all the time. I'm a defender and a goalkeeper. I don't play football anymore, but I used to love watching defenders. Gareth McCauley was a big favourite of mine. Used to like watching him. Matt Holland, going back to the Premier League days, and I'd have to put John Walk in the picture as well. As I've got a picture on my phone that my dad found in one of an old family photo albums of me when I was a tiny little baby. Of he's holding me in his arms with my mum stood next to him. So yeah, I'll always treasure that memory as well. I mean, we'll obviously mention Sir Bobby, because his legendary status. But yeah, Joe Royal would be my favourite manager over the time that I've been a Town fan. First time going to games week in week out when we had a season ticket and singing Big Fat Joe's Barmy Army was was great fun, and he pulled together a lovely team that we had. We had a lovely mix of youth academy players and hard working. It was attractive football to watch. We had Bentley, we had Ambrose, we had Walt. We had Cucci, and yeah, it was fabulous to watch. The Wembley playoff final will always be up there. I don't remember a lot of the game. I 100% remember Richard Wright, the ball hitting Richard Wright and going in, because I had a post where we were stood in the stand. We had a great big column right basically where the 6-yard area was. So all I saw was Hignett's shot go and hit the back of Richard Wright and go in. I was like, hang on, what's happened? But yeah, Wembley Cup for waving the flag and being told by somebody behind me, put that flag away. I was like, behave yourself. There's a couple of other games growing up when we beat Leeds 2-1 away in the Premier League. And beaten Leeds for God knows how long. Yeah. Fantastic result. There was a few 6-0s and 6-1s that I went to. Leicester, we beat Sheffield United. We beat Forest. I think we stuffed at home as well. But the one that sticks in my head was a game at home to Coventry, and it was 3 days before I was due to join up with the Air Force, which is what I do for a job. And we were Coventry at home, and it was in stoppage time. We were 2-1 up, and Coventry had equalised in like the dying seconds. And I was just cheesed off. I think we had Keane as a manager, and we were known for throwing away late goals, weren't we? So I got on the phone to my dad, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. We do this all the time. What goes through the players' heads? And then just as I sort of looked up, and the ball's played through to Canago, and he's put it over the keeper. I'm just going, yeah, yelling down the phone. And a 3-2 win home to Coventry. And I watched that video on my phone at least 2 or 3 times a month, because I just get goosebumps with Brenner and Alex Matthew going crazy on the commentary. Yeah, so 3-2 against Coventry, that really does stick in my head. It's quite tricky to think because I've watched so many goals. It really is tricky to think about. And when I see highlights packages, I'm thinking, never saw that one, didn't see that one. Knudson's goal away at Norwich, that'll stick in my head. Unbelievable, like going mental when he scored that goal. I remember going away to Swansea. I was meeting a friend of mine who lived in Swansea, and he said, let's go to the game. And he was in the home end, and I was in the away end. And we lost 4-1. We got absolutely taken apart. But Colin Healy's goal that he scored was an amazing goal. Absolutely amazing goal from outside the area. I think it might have been the only goal he ever scored for us, but it was a hell of a goal. There's lots of opponents' goals that I can think of and remember. Leighton Baines.
Of course.
I don't think I've ever seen a cleaner strike live before. Ryan Taylor's free kick for Newcastle. I think that was Bobby Robson Day, actually.
I think it was, yeah.
That was a hell of a goal. Yeah, there's a few goals from opponents that I remember. The 97 one with the faded blue to white was lovely, absolutely lovely. So that's one of my favourites. The kit we got promoted in with the real properly dark navy blue was lovely as well. And the pinstripe Eon one will have a special significance with me, because that was the one that I won when remember they did the Superfan promotion with the Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola on the labels there was a code on the back. You put it into the website, and then you gain money for the club, and it was 50p or something that you'd win, or £1, sometimes a £5. And then we went to a game. I can't remember who we were playing, and we saw on the bus stop sign on the way to Ipswich was saying add a zero. So if you bought, this is when they launched Coke Zero. When you bought Coke Zero, the codes were 10 times what it was. So a 50p became a £5, or £1 became a tenner, and then my cumulative score racked up. I got the most for it as an Ipswich fan. I then got to meet the team for their photo pre-season. I got a free shirt with my name on it, a photo with Jim Magilton, and I got my name on the back of the program for a season. So that was really good. So yeah, that pinstripe from 2006, I think it was 6 or 7. That pinstripe one will. I think I've still got the shirt somewhere. I've worn it too much, to be honest, because it's the paint that's the plastic started to go in the middle a bit. But yeah, that'll always be. My number was 60. I wanted 90, and my dad talked me out of it.
Okay.
So yeah, I got 60 in the end because it was 30 was gone. So I thought I'd just double it to 60. But I wish I'd have had 90 now rather than 60. That's my first year. There's a few grounds that stick in my head. Obviously, I'm going to mention the old Wembley to start off. It's a privilege to be there, not only for the last ever competitive match there, but also just in general. It was stunning. The walk up there and the towers, absolutely brilliant. The Emirates, it wasn't with Ipswich. I went to last game of the season because a friend of mine I worked with, he was an Arsenal fan. He says, come down for the game. And they were playing Norwich. So I thought, yeah, I'll go in the Arsenal end, happy days. And it was the worst show of defending you've ever seen in your life. And it finished 3-3.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it was just crazy, mad game. And both teams were on holiday. You know, it was dreadful. But the Emirates is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I've been a couple of times. I went with my stepbrother to a tour as well, and it was an amazing facility. As far as away with Town, Hull City's ground, the KC, the KCOM, is a lovely facility. Really is a nice facility. I know that goes against Hull. Apologies, anybody who lives in Hull. Stadium MK is really nice. I like Stadium MK, especially if they expand that. If they get through the leagues, that'll be really nice. Anywhere else, it's all pretty the same. I'll mention Bristol Rovers actually, because I went there for a game. They were playing Wickham, and that was a lovely ground. It was set in the ground a little bit, and you walk down towards it, and it was pretty much all open where I was sitting, and it was a lovely day. And the pasty there was ace. So I recommend anybody who goes to Bristol Rovers get a pasty. It was awesome. Well, relegation to League One springs to mind. Just the serial disappointment all the time, and the false dawns are, you know. And last season was the biggest one, wasn't it? It started off like a train, and then just there's the cliff. But you know, you guys on the podcast, they all saw it coming, didn't they? They were all saying we haven't hit top gear yet. We haven't really shown what we're about yet, and. Yeah. That was where the tingling things in the back of your head just say it's gonna go south in a minute, and we were found out at Coventry big style. Yeah. They came to us and really showed us, like, you know, you are not cut out for this league, and it showed. And I really don't know what's going to happen this season. I mean, the salary cap screwed everything up, isn't it? Yeah. I remember there was a last game of the season, and we were playing Wimbledon. I think this was 2002, maybe 2003. We were playing Wimbledon, and they brought 25 fans with them, maybe. Yeah. And they won 5-1. Wimbledon won 5-1. And yeah, I was only 11, 12 at the time. And I was just thinking, you know, just crying in my seat. It's like, what am I watching? What am I watching? So that was a low moment. It was my dad took me to a game against Doncaster. It was for my birthday, actually. So I went into the hospitality, met Brian Hamilton, had the seat, and we were 3-0 down in half an hour. And yeah, the sourness, because I was in the Cobbold stand, the sourness of the fans was worse in the Cobbold stand than I felt in the North stand where I mostly sit. So yeah, that wasn't very nice either. Yeah, there's been lots of bad memories, but they all outweigh each other in the end. Yeah. I mentioned the superfan thing. That was really good. I've been on the pitch a couple of times as well. I did the hardest shot one week, I think. I was sitting third for weeks, and then somebody took me off third spot. Yeah, the promotion. Just the early feelings of going to games with my dad week in, week out, and the music built when the players have gone in for to get changed after the warm up, and that sort of 15 minutes of the atmosphere building and the same music you're hearing and everything, that's what sticks in my head more than anything. And being at Pullman Road when it's bouncing is the best feeling in the world, and any football fan can feel that. And to not feel that over the last few years is really sad. Mm-hmm. And it's all right for fans of Man United and Chelsea, and when they've got 50,000 fans every week. And all right, I'm not a fan of those teams. I don't know what the atmosphere is like, but when the anticipation is there that we're going to win, it's brilliant. And when it isn't like that, when you're speaking to people outside the ground and it's like we don't know and this is going to happen, it's bad. But the best moment of Town fan was definitely when I was like 12, 13, 14, going every week, and hearing the music and the build up and our announcer's been the same since I've been going to football, and I've been to dozens of grounds, and I'm not being biased. He is the best.
Yeah.
No question of a doubt. He is the best. I can't think of his name now.
Rob Chandler.
Rob Chandler, of course it is.
Yeah.
He is the best.
Yeah.
No question of a doubt.